Hello class, welcome back to another lesson on Rhino. This time around it's lesson 3. I hope you have downloaded the files so you could follow through the exercises that we are discussing right here. So today it's about surface loft together with some of the adjust loft sim that I want to share with. One of the highlight on these tools that we are using is GumBall, which is gonna probably manipulate a lot of points that I will be explaining. So let's open up exercise, and I'm gonna turn off to shaded mode. Alright, surface loft. So if we are looking at surface creation, one of the most basic example of surface creation would be loft. Command loft, it's found at surface and loft. Alright, so I did share with many students as well that don't go around looking for different commands, because if we want to create something on a surface level, look for surface. Don't go to solid yet. If you're not comfortable, just look at surface, and these are your initial surfaces that you can work with. So loft is the first command. Other than plane is just a flat piece of surface that we can create as well. But then loft is got to do with the features. So loft, surface loft. So currently this first example that we look here is two basic polylines, or not poly, just curves. Alright, so two basic curves, and we are asked by the loft command, select curves to loft 1, 2. Alright, so enter, and it will pop up a options, loft options commands right here. So currently is pre-selected because of the last memory. Straight sections, normal, you could probably see a normal or straight sections, loose, tight. We try to discuss them later, but I want you to understand how loft functions at the first place. Alright, so straight sections or normal is fine because it's just a single curves and the other one is another curves. So okay, so that's a basic loft. So how about the next box that we want to look at? This is made up of 3 curves. Alright, and they are not straight curves, they are freeform curves. So loft can be also performed in such a scenario. Surface loft 1, 2, and 3. Alright, so once that's done, again enter, and you realize that this is the normal. Alright, normal. Let's assume we pick on normal. Alright, and this is the organic surfaces, and I guess normal works fine. If you select straight section, then Rhino try to give you a planner, but it's pretty much challenging because these are on a curves profile. Alright, so let's go back to normal just to show that it's possible on a normal circumstances on the curves. Okay, so that's the loft on the 3 different curves. Right, loft on the 3 different curves. And how about this one? Let's take a look. Okay, this is a closed curve. Alright, so we could do the same loft again. 1, 2, and 3. Enter. Right, so currently you will notice that these arrows were popped up. Okay, so they show where the start point is. Alright, just to explain it simply, saying that that's the start point of loft, and they are facing towards the same direction. And you could also pick on these arrows, the seam curves, and move them along. Alright, so I'm going to turn on O snap, and let's say if I indicate midpoint. Say midpoint, midpoint, and midpoint. Okay, so that's done. What's the other function that I can use is flip. Alright, just at the command prompt area, that's a flip. So some indications such as this. Flip again, flip on this guy, flip on this arrow as well. Alright, so I could flip them individually and enter. So that's the normal that I got. Okay, if that's what you plan to, that's your normal loft. But looking at this situation, I think straight section looks good. Alright, so, and I say okay, that's loft. Alright, so it hasn't got a cap currently because loft doesn't has a close in terms of making it solid for this function. So I'm gonna delete this and I show it to you again. Surface loft, and quickly as you pick on this tree, just leave it as default, enter. If I say close loft, what it does is it's trying to go from wireframe. Alright, it's trying to meet the other half of the surface with the other surface, the start point and the end point. They're trying to meet each other somewhere in between. So therefore they gave you that closed loft. Alright, so say okay. Still back to the same. Okay. Alright, so that's the loft. Alright, so move to close curve loft. This is the close curve. I indicated some of the sample that we can use to do this. Alright, I want you to try to use the GumBall, which is at your status bar, at the bottom of your status bar. It says GumBall. Alright, turn it on if you may. Alright, so at the same time when we are trying out these exercises, try to use the GumBall and then get familiarized with this. Okay, so I'm gonna move this up, the second curves that we have. Visually, I don't have a number now, so I'm just gonna move this visually. Alright, and this as well visually. Alright, so that's done, and I could say I want to do a loft if I may. Okay, so surface loft, again loft, so that's what I got. Okay, if I say close loft again, it will try to meet both ends of the surfaces together. Alright, however, I do not want to do so. I'm going to select this curve and I will show you where the offset is. Curve, offset curve. Probably this is too huge and I say 1. Alright, 1, and that would do for now. Okay, so I have offset this as 1 and I am going to offset this as another 1. So I'm going to drag this way down. Try to use the shift right mouse button so that you could just manipulate your screen at the same time. Otherwise, if you are not comfortable with that, this is the hand that you could actually just pan it. Alright, so the sequence is this. So we have the base, the second one, third, fourth, and then fifth. Alright, so I will start from surface loft. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In that sequence, I'm gonna repeat that again. Surface loft. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, enter. So you can see that loft seam curves are indicating how I have selected in that sequence. Right, once I'm done, I'm happy with that. Direction is all good. Enter. And I could probably say close loft if you want to see what that meant. So it's just trying to close that area, but I don't think I want this closed loft to work for this model. I say nope. I'll deal with a closed loft. I'll cap it differently. Okay, so so I have a slight tapered bathtub. Yes, you probably may say that. All right, this is a straight one. I have a slightly tapered one. So one way to close this would be solid, cap planar holes, select my bathtub, enter, and voila, it's done. Alright, so that's the bathtub. Moving next example would be this closed loft again. You could see probably this is just extrusion, but loft it works nice for this example too. Surface loft again. 1, 2, 3, 4 in sequence. If you don't, and if you happen to, I just escape key, alright, just to cancel the command escape key, I could select all of them and say surface loft. Right, so but Rhino would try to arrange them in that sequence. Alright, sometimes it may be wrong because they wouldn't know which would be first and second, but then if you want, you can give this a try. So looking at this example, this is fine, this is okay, this direction is okay, but somehow this is not. I'm gonna move this right here. Alright, so far that's fine. Enter. Straight section, okay, great. So if you want to cap this, solid cap, planar holes, you got a cap. Okay, and I want to introduce to you a small little command that sometimes you might want to use. It would be shell. Okay, shell. So shell, shell. I'm just going to create a thickness, a smaller thickness, but I think I understand this is probably not too big, so I'm just going to put 0.2. That's the opening and that's the other end. Enter. Okay, probably undo that and shell again, and probably this time around 0.5. Enter. Right, somehow, somewhere that it's not that complete, but it looks fine to me so far. Okay, so that is shell. I believe Rhino team is still trying to work on a perfect shell, but it could be some challenge. So I just went into wireframe mode just to take a look. The other view that I sometimes would like is ghost. Ghost is a semi-transparent effect that I would use at times to check. It looks okay, it looks decent. Alright, so I'm just gonna move on to the next 3 more. So open curves, loft. This is rather simple and straightforward, but I want you to try using the GumBall. Select them and move them, or you could even manipulate them. Okay, GumBall comes in different possibility. Alright, so once you picked on that is this is scale. Alright, you can scale this way, you can scale this way. Alright, and the other one would be probably extrude this way, but no, I probably won't touch on this one for now, but you could scale this way first. Okay, and probably move this up a bit. Surface loft, 1, 2, 3. Alright, so this is straight sections. We're not going to use straight section. Let me off my O snap for a second. Normal looks good. Okay, and let's say if you have design iteration and you want to move this away and you want to experiment this a bit. Surface loft again. That's your another surface that you have a consideration with. Move this up. So very quickly, in some way, you could perform a lot of design iterations if you want to. Okay, and Loft, well, as a surface tool, it's rather quick to just to preview this in a Loft command. All right, next one, it's looks like a little pie shape, but let's try surface Loft. All right, it's goes a bit strange. Surface Loft again. All right, so what this now it looks okay. I want to share with you, it's also where Loft is in particularly sensitive to would be the selection. Right, so if I select the bottom of this curve, matching the top of this, back to the bottom and then back to the top, Rhino will literally follow my instruction to say where is the start point of each curves, and they will try to match all of them up. So this tells you that your selection is important, your point of selection is important, and then Rhino will match them up again. Right, for this instance, if you want to close this, then this close Loft would be a good choice. Alright, so close Loft, okay. Alright, let's move on to the last simple exercise. So how do we derive this? Well, we just draw some curves, line, move them with GumBall, match them again, and then pull another curves. Okay, so surface Loft. Very quickly, I'm just gonna pick on the same endpoint. So otherwise I can just select this way or this way. But then it will pick on the edges, but which I'm not keen to. Right, so what happened to this last bit of this? I could say surface Loft, this line, but then Rhino could understand that this edge can be taken advantage with. So this is a normal. Let me try this again. Yep. Okay, so and last bit, it's all the ISO curves. We talked about ISO curves in the early videos that we indicated. So, but I want to highlight to you this again. So in these models that you get to see these curves line, these are not curves lines again, these are ISO curves. I'm just gonna pick on this guy. So I turn on properties, and properties again, object. So these are your ISO curves. You can turn them off. Alright, you can turn them off, you can turn them on. They are graphic representation. It helps you to understand what these curves indicate, right, across the model itself, like this one. Right, you know how the shape is generalized, right, how the pattern flows, the surface flows. So I will turn them off. If you turn it on and you want to indicate more ISO curves, you feel free to do so. Alright. Okay, so this is some very quick surface loft that you can try, and of course you can also use your gumball to manipulate some of the curves and then see how it works. Right, just take note of the start point and the end point selection as well. Okay, so if not, delete, try that again. Alright, thank you.